we're here with Chris Humphreys, CC Humphreys, and he's just done a panel with Diana Gabaldon. So how was that for you, Chris? Did you enjoy it?
I always enjoy talking with Diana, either privately or in public like that. We've done it a few times over the years. Since the first time we met was in Canada at one of the writing conferences, and she liked my Jack Absolute books because, like me, she's a fanatic for the 18th century. So we got on very well straight away. And you know, over the years we've met up at various things like this, and they fling us together because we get on well.
So people have may recognise your face. Where might they recognise you from, Chris?
Well, yes. Well, I mean, I've worked both sides of the pond, of course. So there's different places have different resonance for people, different roles. So I was a copper on the bill for a year. PC Richard Turnham.
Yeah, I googled you actually, and I do recognise you.
Yeah. Richard Turnham. I was a Cambridge University graduate, and so I was on the bill for a year. That was fun. In America, I was better known. I played the lead in a biblical Roman epic in the mid-'80s called Anno Domini. And I played, hard to believe now, in my Yves Saint Laurent suit, but I was a Jewish zealot who became Rome's top gladiator. So that was interesting. So I was basically wearing a loincloth and leather strap for a lot of time. So that was fun. So people know me from that there. It depends on the demographic. People will also know my voice if they were fans of the TV series Sabrina the Teenage Witch, because I was the original voice of Salem the Cat.
You're kidding, really?
Yeah.
I thought I recognised the voice.
So did I.
Well, I was in my cat voice for that, you know. But yeah.
Oh, brilliant! That's a claim to fame.
My eldest daughter was a massive fan of
well, now
my wife, I think.
You can go back and check because I did the pilot episode. So when I say original voice, it was filmed in Vancouver, and then they did the post in Vancouver. So I was in a studio with the director on a phone patch in Los Angeles for 4 hours, standing at the microphone making cat noises. But then they relocated the series to LA, and so they didn't bring me with them, which I thought was cruel.
Oh.
Anyway.
So you've got a book out. Well, you've got more than one, haven't you? You've got a few books out. But I noticed the one over there is the one about Dracula. Is that right?
Yes. Well, I've actually published 22 novels. The ones in the bookstore are my latest one, which is Someday I'll Find You, which is a World War II sort of spy romance, loosely based on my parents, because the protagonists are a fighter pilot and a spy, and my dad was a fighter pilot, my mum was a spy. So eventually I had to write that. It's not their story exactly, but it's based on. The one you mentioned, Vlad, is my most successful novel because it's the as the subtitle said, it's the epic novel of the real Dracula. So it's about Vlad the Impaler, but don't let that put you off because it's not. I mean, there's a bit of impalement. Obviously, he wasn't Vlad the Tickler, was he? So there's a bit of impalement going on.
Tickling as well, though?
There's a bit. There is a bit of tickling actually. Yeah. It's a form of torture. But yeah, so it's a sort of kind of like a biopic in novel form, but taking a very different slant on the motivations of this person who went on into infamy and then lost to the wrong people at the wrong time, so became even more infamous because they turned him into a monster at the time. So
yeah, he wasn't as bad quite as people made out, was it?
He was kind of, I mean, he did impale people, but then his and he became this monster in history. Yeah. And his cousin, Stephen of Moldavia, didn't impale people. He boiled people alive, so obviously a much nicer death, really. And anyway, he became a saint. So it depends who you lose to, right?
So it depends, boiling or impaling.
Yeah.
So the book looks great. So if any of our listeners, viewers are interested in that kind of historical fiction, it's definitely check it out.
Yeah, thank you.
And we're having just a really quick chat here in the Historical Novel Society conference. But would you be willing to come on the show for a full hour, a proper chat on the podcast?
Absolutely. I love chatting. So as you can tell, I love chatting. So no, I'm always happy to chat about the writing world and storytelling, because that's as you pointed out, I'm an actor and a writer. And within writing, I'm a playwright as well as a novelist. So, but really, a long time ago, I defined myself as a storyteller. That's what I do. I've done since I was a child. I've told stories, and come from a family of storytellers as well. So, that's what I do. And so, find the form to tell the story.
Brilliant. Yeah. Well, excellent. We'll get you on sometime soon. Yeah. And thanks for chatting to us for a few minutes.
Pleasure.
Yeah. Thanks very much.
Good rest of the day.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Take care.
Bye bye.